Hey Katie, how you doing? Okay, so yeah, it happens. It happens. It's no big deal. You know what? I think it's just been really a super hectic week because of the holidays and the fact that this milestone has three tasks associated with. So it's the busiest milestone of the term, and it falls right on Christmas. I totally get it. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. So we've got abstract pictorial. So the pictorial, I think, is probably to be considered more abstract than pictorial. Um, Boy, I'm just not sure if this is a pictorial representation of a bull or a minotaur. Do you see what I'm saying? Nonetheless, I mean, formally, I think it's great. I think you're really making some really logical transitions, and you're showing some creativity and a willingness to take chances. That's how it's done. Now, in a real setting, we're not just going to do two representations, right? We're going to do many, many, many dozens. So when you get in a studio setting, it's not going to be this quick and this condensed. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's important to note. Another thing I want to talk about is in terms of visual communication. This really super sharp point right here is something that would be considered to be uncomfortable, if not downright painful. And we do these things. We attribute. We assign these attributes to different visual elements, and it all has to do with how we perceive these things. So and the reason I'm saying this is, do we want our client to look at a logo and have, will the client be okay with our logo representing something that could be considered painful or uncomfortable or creating this kind of visual tension? And I'm just bringing that up for no other reason for your consideration. Let's jump over to the other. I think this is fantastic. I think this is just fantastic. I think this is such a remarkable piece because it is indicative of the Minotaur. I mean, we can clearly see the horns, right? It's got the M in it for the name of your client, and I think it's fantastic. So I would recommend working on this. Just keep on working spatial relationships. See what works and see what doesn't. Do we need the folds here? Do we need the additional triangles? Can we remove some lines and have less movement? Well, is that going to work? Just different things like that. Like I'm wondering how it would work if we were to kind of remove maybe this line right here, or even this whole series of converging lines right here, just come right through like that. So just keep working on it. Keep trying. Keep experimenting, and also keep in mind how you're going to eventually add the name to this. So in other words, is the logo going to be next to the name? Is the name going to be long, banner-like, or would the logo be on top of the name and the name be below? Do you see what I'm saying? So figure out whatever configuration. And that may come into play later on in the course. We don't know yet. So as you know, we're moving from this stage, to logo stage, to word mark stage, and then right to monogram stage. Then at the end, we put it all together in a kind of a style guide. So you'll have to decide, really you'll have to show the intent of the logo with the text intact. Now that could possibly be a combination of this mark and the text that you come up with in your word mark for the next task. So just kind of food for thought, as it were. So some things for you to think about moving forward. All right, great job. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.